Well, Ethan, firstly, lovely day for a bit of training out there, isn't it? So, how's the squad? Big week coming up.
Yeah, everyone's really looking forward to it. Trained really well over the course of the week, and yeah, the boys are really up for it.
I suppose bouncing after such a big win last weekend as well. I mean, that must mean that everyone came back in on Monday morning with a spring in their step.
Yeah, especially playing away, the far trips, they can be a bit tricky sometimes. So everyone was really pleased with the performance and the result, and we're going to try and use it as a stepping stone to keep going.
Obviously, with you being here, a lot of focus we can make on the actual defensive solidity that you've got this year. With the fewest number of goals conceded, the strength that you have at the back. As a group, you obviously must take pride in the sort of stats that are flying around.
Yeah, we really do. I think from the start of the season, we've all tried to stick together and stay really compact, out of possession, and even the front boys, the midfielders. It's a whole team thing. We're really difficult to break down, and I think it's shown throughout the season.
Does that manifest itself, if there's a culture of that at a football club? Does that manifest itself in training as well? Is it quite competitive in training not to concede goals when you're working on certain parts of the game?
Yeah, it really is. Sometimes we do drills focusing on the offensive players, and as defenders, we try our best to make sure they don't concede. But sometimes we end up staying up for longer than we should be. But it's all part of it. The more difficult we make it for them in training, when it comes to match days, it will be beneficial for the strikers as well.
So you sort of almost play like we used to play as kids, next goal and it's tea time sort of thing. You stay out there till someone scores. Wow.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like me down in the park all those years ago.
Yeah, sometimes.
Just in regards to that as well, from your point of view, there's been some competition to get your place in the starting lineup, isn't there? There's some great competition in your position. Has that actually driven your game further on, do you think, this year?
Yeah, I feel it has. We've got some really good centre backs here, and anyone that steps in, they're ready to step in and do a job for the team, and I think it's beneficial in the whole. I think throughout the whole squad, every position we got players that haven't maybe played as much as they'd want to, but if given the chance, they'll be ready to step in. And I think the intensity that we train at, and day in, day out, that just helps.
Hunger and desire, I suppose. It means that if you've not got a spot in the starting lineup, you want it. If you've got it, you've got to work hard to keep hold of it.
Yeah, that's it. And obviously, with everyone ready, if there is an injury or suspension, then it's helpful for everyone. They're ready to step in, they're already up to speed. So I think anyone that's in the squad, we'll trust them to play.
How does it work with partnerships as well? If you work as a group, it means that you can adapt to whatever partnership you have, and also your relationship with David behind you.
Yeah, of course. Building relationships on the pitch it's always helpful. You get more used to knowing what the people around you are going to do, or what their tendencies are, and I think obviously the more you play together, it helps. And obviously with David at the back, he's always talking to us, making sure we should be where we are. So I think communication, along with that regular playing with someone, is very beneficial.
And what about psychology from your point of view? Because obviously you studied sport and physical education, so I mean, I'd imagine psychology played a bit of a role in that. Is that something again you take an interest in now as a player? The psychology of defending, the psychology of how to approach opposition.
I'd say a little bit, not over. Not so much, but I do. Obviously, there are certain things, like before games, you'd like study how the opposition play, what their attacking players, what their tendencies are to, what they're to do, and kind of have it in your mind. Just try and have a picture of what you want to do in the game, but I'd say tactically that's a big thing, and once we get the tactical things right, then we're good to go. So
Middlesbrough then first up, and obviously Leeds the next game after that, but from Boro. So you've already had a look at what maybe their strengths will be in the challenge that they will pose, but obviously looking to double them this year.
Yeah, you know, they've been in really good form as of late. I think they're up there in the form table, so we know it's not going to be an easy game. Obviously, the way they play, they're going to make it difficult for us, but we got to be prepared for that. And then obviously Leeds, you know, they've been up there all season, so everyone knows they're a really good team. But I believe that, you know, the players we've got, taking it one game at a time, I believe on our day we can beat anyone in the league, and especially when we're playing at home with our intensity and the fans behind us. I think it's a place that's really difficult for opposing teams to come.
With what's been happening with Leeds' form, and obviously, you know, with the points gap not being massive at the moment, there'll be a lot of focus on that game. But before that, you've got to deal with Middlesbrough before you. And as you say, you know, it's getting past a team that are going to make it difficult to beat is a challenge, isn't it? It's sort of one of those markers you've got to tick off.
Yeah, it really is. You know, we try and take it one game at a time. So our sole focus is on Middlesbrough at the moment. And as you've said, you know, teams that stay compact and bank up, it is really difficult. So we just, you know, try and train and try and find ways to overcome that every time we train. And then obviously once that game's done, then we'll focus on to the next one.
It is problem solving, isn't it? Because teams have come down here to make it very difficult. You know, Forest, for example, Huddersfield did it, Stoke, the likewise. It's, you know, some of those sides, it becomes a problem solving mission sometimes, not just about physicality, not just about your ability on the ball, it's about actually working out a problem to get through them.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a big thing throughout the team is, you know, just trying to stay patient. You know, there are times that we can get frustrated and we try and maybe force it too quickly, but I think it's massively important for us to stay patient and, you know, just keep the ball moving quickly. And yeah, there's 90 minutes in the game, only takes a second to score, so sometimes you just got to keep jamming that into each other's heads, and we haven't got to get a goal in the first 10-15 minutes, just keep moving the ball around.
And as you say, next game, but I mean, these two big home games, 6 points, you know, could turn things around pretty quickly, couldn't they, in the space of 4 days?
Yeah, for sure. You know, we're always looking to go out and try and win every game, so that is our aim. Obviously it doesn't always work out like that. We're not going to win every game, but we know that if we go out and play the way the coach wants us to and to our ability, that will be there or thereabouts. And
is all talk of the P word, or two P words actually, to be perfectly honest, is that sort of banned, or is it just natural for that people look at the table and speculate?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's natural for outside sources and things like that, but you know, we've had it in our heads from early on that we're always just trying to focus on one game at a time. You know, if you start looking too far ahead into the season, you know, you lose focus on what's in front of you. So we're just trying to take it game by game. But you know, it would obviously the last year at Griffin Park, and you know, it would be really special. So it's in the back of our heads, you know, it's something we all want, but we're just trying to take it one step at a time.